Hey everyone, it's Nick. I received an order to make a cutting board with a Dragonfly design, and as always, I give my client a choice between something simple or a more complex design with more elements. The client chose the more challenging option, which I'm really happy about. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy all kinds of orders and designs, but I especially love when I have full creative freedom. However, this means it's going to take a lot more time. I need to create the design, vectorize it, adapt it to the required bit size, and then break it down into layers. I don't remember exactly, but I spent about a month developing the design. I had to consider all the details, and the design needed to meet my criteria both technically and in terms of the final composition. After the client approves the board layout, I start adjusting the design for the appropriate bit. This is a very meticulous and time-consuming process, but it's also crucial because the final result depends on it. The first inlay will be made of cherry, and it will serve as the background for the Dragonfly. Cherry is darker than maple, so it won't draw too much attention. By the way, this video is sponsored by my friend and excellent woodworker Andy Bird. Please take a minute to check it out. There's some useful information.
What if you could start a side hustle that pays you to enjoy your CNC hobby? Hi, I'm Andy from Andy Bird Builds. And if there's anything I've learned over the last 7 years of making hundreds of thousands of dollars on my CNC, plus the feedback I've gotten from over 20 million views on my YouTube channel, and the long conversations that I've had with BroinwooD himself, is that we all go through the same struggles when it comes to creating and selling the products we make on our CNC machines. Introducing the CNC Side Hustle, my new online course showing you step-by-step how to create, market, and sell more products with your CNC machine. Even if you don't have a lot of free time, even if you're not a CNC expert, even if you don't have a large following, even if you're not a great salesman. And yes, especially if you want to make an extra $1,000, $10,000, or even $100,000 with your CNC machine. Avoid another failed project with nothing to show for it. It's time to turn your CNC into a money-making machine, all while having a lot of fun doing it. Click the link in the video description to learn more, and I will see you on the inside.
Thank you for watching. I hope you'll click the link and check it out. There's a lot of interesting and useful content there. Now I'll continue working on the board. I'm marking the center and securing the prepared cherry blank. The thickness of the blank is 1/2 inch. I start the first pass with a 1/8 inch bit, then switch to a 12.4 degree V bit. After the inlay is cut, I trim the excess on the bandsaw and split it into smaller inlays. I prefer working with smaller pieces because I feel I have more control during the gluing process. I cover the juice grooves with masking tape to keep the glue out. Sanding glue, even if you wipe it off, is no fun, especially in the grooves. Every time I have a project where I need to spread glue over a large surface, I remember that I should buy a silicone scraper. And then once everything is glued up, I completely forget about it. I always tap the inlay with a mallet to guide it into place, and then I put the board under a press. At this stage, I had to switch to a smaller CNC because the larger one is being used for another project that requires a bigger work area. Now the most interesting part begins. I need to split the Dragonfly design into several inlays because I went all out and made too many elements too close to each other. Gluing them as one big piece won't work. I also cover the pockets with masking tape that I'll inlay later. While the large CNC is free, I can use it again to trim the top of the inlay. Then I'll continue working on the inlay on the smaller machine. I continue the process step by step, gluing in new layers. By the way, between each layer I have to wait about 12 hours for the glue to dry and for the board to become flat again. One of the most satisfying processes to watch is when the CNC trims the inlay, and you can see the results and how the wood grain reveals itself. For this, I use a 1/4 inch bit with an 80% step over and a feed rate of 200 inches per minute at full depth. It doesn't take much time, just about 5 minutes. Layer by layer, I'm getting closer to finishing this project, and the more inlays I add, the more beautiful the final result becomes. The last inlay is done, the board is perfectly flat, and it's time to start sanding. But when I opened the project again to check if all the elements were in place, I realized I had forgotten 2 inlays made from yellow heart wood. These 2 elements are small, and overall the Dragonfly looks good without them, but I sometimes like to add small details from different types of wood. It gives the project a special touch, in my opinion. Now I can continue sanding the board, and my least favorite part is sanding the juice groove. I'd rather sand 5 maple boards than 1 groove. Give this video a thumbs up in the comments if you also hate sanding grooves. The board is finished. Now I just need to soak it in oil and coat it with beeswax. The board turned out amazing. Every inlay fit perfectly with no gaps or glue lines. I'm really proud of my work, and I'm so grateful to my clients for giving me the opportunity to bring their ideas to life. And yes, this is a cutting board. You can cut on it, and with proper care it will last for decades. Thank you all for watching, liking, and commenting. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram at BroinwooD, where I post my work more often.